And welcome back to Here's What I Don't Get, from north to south, east to west, the only formerly international podcast to tackle all of life's toughest issues and the longest consecutively running podcast on the CNext JZ Podcast Network. I am your host, Ted Burke, coming to you live from the most dangerous city in America. Well, I don't know. It used to be, maybe not so much anymore. St. Louis, Missouri. Guess I could be in Minneapolis. Boy, it's a fucking war zone out there, ain't it? Joining me today is nobody, except maybe the viewers of this live stream, if people decide to watch this at 12:39 at night Central Standard Time. I thought we were going to prosecute Don Lemon on Martin Luther King Day, which would have been brilliant. Seems like that did not happen. But why I'm here, why I'm sitting down recording this, is I wanted to address some stuff going on with the show. I wanted to address some stuff going on in the world. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about the new Star Trek series, which I have not watched, but that will be the end of the episode. Right up front, I know the show is fucked. I've forgotten to log into Patreon and cancel the billing for the last couple months, which I did this evening. So February won't charge. I'm sorry, anybody that got charged for December and January when we weren't actively making shows, and October and November for that matter. That's 100% on me. It's been a 2025 was a fucking wild year, I think, for a lot of us, especially for me, as anyone who listens to the show knows. Yeah, totally fucked that up. Sorry. Mea culpa, I guess. A lot of folks wouldn't admit that, but they're weak. I don't know what the point of that was. The point being that probably should have paused that shit instead of just collecting your money like an asshole for no reason. But not having jobs is a thing that sucks. Fucking the news is crazy. We've got ICE in Minneapolis rounding people up. Women are getting shot in their fucking cars. People are staging protests all over the country. Virginia just elected a Democrat governor, or they just inaugurated a Democrat governor who put through this whole fucking omnibus of just crazy shit. You're paying property tax on your fucking lawnmower now? Boy, that's really worked out. And it's really made me more tired of the Republican Party than I have ever been. And that, I used to think that the Republican Party was the handbrake on progressivism, and they're not even the handbrake. They're just like the uniparty designated losers to keep you thinking like, well, I'm going to vote for these guys because if I don't vote, I'm not going to get called for jury duty, to quote Hank Hill. And so people just keep on voting for these fucking clowns that do nothing. They campaign on like, we're going to undo what the Democrats did. We're going to repeal. We're going to, repeal and replace Obamacare. It's been 10 years, 12 years. We're still got Obamacare. We're going to extend these fucking affordable care credits to hide the fact that it's tremendously expensive. But I don't know. I guess go off, you useless cocksuckers. Yeah, I'm so done. I mean, I didn't vote in the last election. I'm not voting anymore. I don't believe in voting. It's a fucking scam. It's just a way for you to pretend that the system is working for you. The system is not working for you. The system is working for the system, which is why there's this tremendous amount of fraud and shit going on. I was talking to Chaco this week, who is doing well. I got a text from him tonight. I missed it in fucking around at the house. But it just said our prayers were answered, and I'm not exactly certain what thing that was. I know he's had some issue, some stuff with his family back home in Snow, Mexico, and there's been other developments down in real Mexico. So he'll probably text me tomorrow and be like, "Yeah, here's what's going on." But he's doing well. He and I are in this like sharing one another, trying to make sure we're working out and taking care and not being fucking fat, lazy bastards anymore. And that seems to be going so smoothly so far for the new year. A lot of New Year people being like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym every day, which has been fucking miserable. Because they're just fucking camping on all the machines, just at the machines, fucking dicking around on their phones, not doing anything. And it's like, look, man, I got this very specific routine that is, I do this, and then I I start out with some, whatever exercise is pulling and working on my biceps, and then I move to this exercise that's pulling in my back, and then I go to this other fucking thing that's pulling another thing, and then I rotate back through to hit all those same muscle groups again. And if I gotta fucking do it out of order, I gotta figure out how I can keep the little bit of rest time for every muscle group between them all. Otherwise, I end up standing there dicking around on my phone, waiting for you to stop dicking around on your phone. And I'm fucking tired of it. This is what I get for going to Planet Fitness, a fucking cheap ass gym, instead of like paying the premium for there's Club Fitness. I think there's one by the grocery store I go to. And it's like, I don't know what it costs a month. It's more than Planet Fitness, but it's like an upscale real gym. It's not like a entry level gym. And every fucking treadmill is full of these bitches. And the Stairmaster, but you cannot walk in there and not see a woman on the Stairmaster just fucking clomping along on the fucking deal. Like, get it. So I have a treadmill at home. So I've done a lot of days where I've just been like, I'm not going to the gym, but I'm going to run for 30 minutes and walk for, 10 minutes on either side of that. And that's going to be my workout cardio at home until February 1st, when the February 1st and all these New Year's people just fuck off and stop being part of the problem. It's wildly irritating. It's now January 20th, which means we've had a year of the Trump second term. And I think we can all be disappointed in the fact that fuck all has happened. Don Lemon invaded a church on Sunday because the pastor is like a regional director of ICE of some kind, which that's crazy, having a second job. But really, we're going to fucking churches now and staging protests? What the fuck is going on? And that's apparently a big violation of some federal law that came up during the civil rights movement, and that because the federal government didn't think that they were going to prosecute white guys for fucking around with black churches. They didn't think the states would actually enforce those laws. This is very ironic, by the way. They didn't think the state would enforce those laws, so they created this federal law, the FACE Act, I think is what it's called. And the FACE Act was basically like, well, if you guys aren't going to fucking do it, it'll be a federal crime. Fuck you. And now they're going to use that to do Don Lemon in. Maybe. We'll see. Pam Bondi has done a year full of fuck all. Dan Bongino did 10 months of fuck all. And now he's back on the pod. I don't even know who this fucking guy was until he became the deputy director of some shit at the FBI doing absolutely fucking nothing. And then he gets out and he's like, yeah, boy, the government sure is fucked. Like, wow, if only maybe you could have fucking done something about it, my man. What the fuck is the matter with you? Everything is shit. I got people on the right telling me like, this ICE stuff is really bad because the system's going to turn it against you. Like, no fucking kidding, man. Where have you been for the last 25 years? Sure. I mean, I feel like there's three possibilities, right? Possibility number one is that ICE deports all the illegals, and we also use the like Doge, which doesn't exist anymore, in the Department of Justice to crack down all this fucking fraud that's going on, that's just funding the Democratic machine. And we get our country back. That's a dream. That's a dream if it comes. Option number two, which I feel like is far more likely, all this shit ramps up for the next 10 months, and then the Republicans lose the midterms. The Democrats come in, they handbrake the whole fucking system for the next 2 years. And then we get a Democrat president who comes in and is just like, yeah, by the way, all you guys are going to fucking prison just like January 6th. Fuck you. Going into camps. And they round us all up and we're all dead. Probably the most likely thing. Option number three starts out the exact same way as option number two, except when they start rounding us up, conservatives wake up to the fact that we're not playing by the same fucking sets of rules. And they're like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this. And we have a tremendously horrific civil war. Now, options 2 or 3 end with America basically being completely destroyed, and probably a world war where China and Russia try and pick apart the carcass of what's left of the United States. So, we're in for a great time. I started out 2026 thinking this year's not going to be great. And I didn't walk into it being like, this year's my year. Everything's going to get better. I was like, this year's going to suck. Everything's going to get worse. And you know what? I have not been disappointed. And I wasn't disappointed at 2 12:30 in the morning on New Year's Day. I did the show that I normally do back in Tulsa, and usually we finish, we like count down New Year's, play Old Lang Syne, play a few more songs, and we'll walk out at 12:30. I walk up to the room that the band graciously provides me in the hotel we're playing in, and then the next morning we all get there at like 10 o'clock and we load the show out, and then I drive back to St. Louis. It's a great fucking system. And the show ends, and they're like, all the guys are like, yeah, we're loading out all our shit right now. I was like, okay, cool. I guess I'll help you guys load out. So I help them get all their stuff. Everyone's in the trailers and trucks and vans and SUVs. Get them out the door. It's like 2 o'clock. And now I'm very hungry because I ate dinner at 7. I'm like, okay, well, nothing's open. Oh, wait, Whataburger's open. I'll go grab a burger at Whataburger and then take it back to the hotel and eat and go the fuck to sleep. So I drive to Whataburger, and there's a giant line around the building because that's what you do in Oklahoma when you're drunk and it's 2 a.m. You go to Whataburger, and I'm like, well, I don't want to fucking sit in the car for fucking an hour while I wait for this thing. I'm gonna go inside. So I park the car. I walk inside. I step in through the doors into a line of guys, all waiting to order food. And this fucking fat white guy picks a fight with me for no reason. He just stands up and goes, hey, you can't fucking stand there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he started shoving me. He's like, you can't stand there. And I get very obstinate very quickly. I'm not going to get shoved around by some fat, dumb bastard. And we're like on the brink of an altercation. And I'm just trying to figure out what this fucking guy's problem is. And he will not explain it to me to save his life. And finally, he just gives up, and him and his girlfriend just leave. There's a couple black guys that are ahead of me in line, and they're like, don't worry, man, we would have had you. And I'm like, had me? What the fuck was that? What the fuck just happened? Where did that come from? Where did this aggression come from? This doesn't make any fucking sense. This is the way I'm starting my year out, getting into fights at Whataburger. Par for the course. 3 days later, we're bombing Venezuela and stealing presidents. Shit's fucked, man. We're 20 days into the year, and it's like, man, this is not going well. This is not going well for anybody under any circumstances. It's crazy. It's a crazy, crazy world we're living in. I feel like Windows 11 also pivoting completely. Windows 11, I've come to the conclusion, I think Windows 11 was invented to kill PC gaming, right? We've got the RAM shortages, and we have Windows 11, which runs like dog shit. If anyone's had to deal with Windows 11, they'll say this, like, everything runs fucking slow. It looks like ass. What is going on? I mean, we all know what's going on. India and the enshittification of everything. H1Bs just fucking shitting it up. But it's like you cannot play a game. I can't imagine in 2 or 3 years you're going to be able to install like real video game on a Windows system and have it run. Like they released the specs for the new Lego Batman game, which is like the Arkham games meets Lego for some reason. Like, yeah, it's going to take 32 gigs of RAM to run because we didn't streamline this thing in the slightest. And it's like, that wasn't a lot of RAM a few years ago, but now it's a lot of RAM in the age of low RAM not existing, so we can have AI generate pictures of our cats as kittens. I think my laptop has 64 gigs of RAM, and I bought it in 2021, right? So it's going to shit the bed any day now. What is a new laptop going to cost me? You know, I have very specific taste in laptops. I want a 17-inch. I want like high specs so I can 3D draft. This one cost me like 12 or $1,500, something like that. I'm sure, 2026 17-inch gaming laptop is going to cost me $2,500 or something ridiculous. It's crazy. Crazy shit. Anyway, back to the subject of this episode, live stream, whatever, however it's getting released. State of the show. Is it coming back? Man, I don't fucking know. We'll see. There's always, as Mr. Spock likes to say, I like to imagine there always are possibilities. That being said, would not hold your breath. Might have some more shit like this if you enjoy that. Might do an episode with Chaco here and there. Might try and wrangle Tim into doing some fucking around. Who knows? I have been listening to the show. I've been listening to the show for the last couple of years, and I go through like a phase of listening heavily, and then I stop, and I listen heavily, and I stop, and listen heavily. And it's funny. I'm listening to some episodes. I've been listening recently, and I've been listening to episodes from the beginning of 2021, and it is remarkable at the end of 2020, beginning of 2021. It's remarkable how much shit I'm talking about in 2021, and you could just listen to today and go, oh, this is the exact same fucking shit again. Down to the episode I was listening to today. I just finished it. I don't know what it was. It was like low 200 somewhere in there. It was excessively cold in Oklahoma on that week, and it was like down in the like highs were in the teens, everything was frozen. And I'm of course driving today, and I woke up this morning, it's 14 degrees, the wind is howling outside, and I'm like, there's really nothing to do today that I couldn't do on another day. Could I just lay in bed all day? But I went ahead and became a productive member of society. And yeah, and then I'm listening to this episode 220s. I'm in the low 220s. Listen to this episode, and I'm like, yeah, it's fucking cold as balls. Now again, I guess that global warming's totally real. So I guess my advice is go back to the beginning. Start up at episode 1, see what happens. I met a guy a couple of years ago who listened to the entire show backwards, which is the craziest way to listen to the show, I think. So I don't know if you're looking for content. That's a good. I mean, everything's up. There's a weird split between stuff being on the Patreon and stuff being on the website. Once you get to Tim joining the show, it's all on the website. There's nothing edited out for content. Just so remember that. But yeah, show is what the show is. Maybe he'll come back. Who knows? I'm just a man with a microphone and a poor sense of social order. I also here's another thing. Going back to the New Year's Eve story, and this has now happened twice this year, which is not that old into the year. So at the Whataburger, the black guys were like, "You're a liberal, right, though? You're a liberal, right? You got blue hair. You must be liberal." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Which I guess makes a certain amount of sense. But then a couple of days ago, I'm sitting in a lobby, minding my own fucking business, and this old woman comes down and sits next to me. She goes, "Hey, I like your hair." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And I'm just go back to dicking around my phone. She's like, "Does that represent your political views?" Fuck off. Not everyone with blue hair is a fucking liberal lesbian. Leave me alone. Can't I be a conservative man or a right-leaning man with blue hair? Can't I just have blue hair because I'm an artist? Not allowed to be an artist. Not allowed to be an artist because I don't believe that, like, I don't worship blacks and gays. That's really what the Liberal Party, the Democrat Party comes down to, is like get crime and illegals. Like, man, I just want to fucking make some glass shit. I want to light stuff up pretty on stage. I want to mind my own fucking business, and I want to get paid. And I don't want to pay taxes anymore. Ever. Fuck taxes. Fuck you. Stop stealing my money. Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. People just jump to these conclusions. They look at your hair and they go, this guy must be a liberal. But then, other people, so jump into the main thrust of what I want to talk about, and that is this.
Here's what I don't get. These are the ramblings of Tab and Tim. Their continuing mission to bitch about modern Star Trek. To point out old Trek was often just as bad. To boldly go where many podcasts have gone before.
So we got our new show. Alex Kurtzman has graced us with one more pile of steaming shit on top of my beloved franchise. Starfleet Academy. It's set in the year 3000, which is a Conan bit. 3200. Who fucking knows? It's like it's 1,000 years from now. It's 1100 years from now, or some crazy shit. It's so far in the future as to be like an unfathomable time. And I think they're only setting it that far out because like it doesn't tie you to any kind of continuity. It's like, oh, well, 1100 years have passed. There's apparently something called the burn in one of the Discovery seasons where all the dilithium in the galaxy was like exploded and warp travel no longer exists. Never mind the fact that the Romulans have a warp drive that's driven by an artificial quantum singularity. Just borrow that tech and have warp travel again. Or quantum slipstream drive, which doesn't use, I don't know, maybe it needs the warp core to generate it. The whole fucking thing's stupid. But I didn't watch it. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to give them any views, obviously. I checked out of that shit years ago, as everyone should have. But I have been seeing the discourse online on Twitter, and all these like Fandom Minutes guys are reviewing it. They're like, "Oh, we watched it, and episode 1 is terrible." Like, go fucking figure. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So, fool me once was Discovery. Fool me twice was Picard. Fool me 3 times was the other Enterprise show. Fool me 4 times the animated show. Fool me 5 times the other animated show. Fool me 6 times the Star Trek, the Section 31 movie, which was supposed to be a TV show, but then just became a movie. And now we're on fool me 6 times. Not going to get fooled again. Morons. You're all morons. So this show is set in the year 3000. There's a woman captain who's wearing glasses in the year 3000. And she's like puts on these readers to read the consoles. She's next to a fat woman, Jem'Hadar. There's so many. The thing is, and what really bothers me is the people that are defending it online. They'll be like, here, look at this stupid thing in real Star Trek. Like someone posted, like, Star Trek's not supposed to be silly. Here's this clip of Q with a mariachi band. Don't you look an idiot? Haha, got you. Like, oh yeah. This one little moment about how Q is a fucking like nefarious trickster god is absolutely the same as nothing being taken seriously in this fucking franchise for the last 17 years. Fuck you. They're training new cadets. There's this whole there like a clip that I did see was Tig Notaro, who was on Discovery, I think, and somehow now in the year 3000, she's lecturing a bunch of people, and then they're making fun of this fat gal. Like, this girl is fat, I guess. And they're like, she's like, you shouldn't be a condescending prick because you're the only white guy on the show, and we're all inclusive and diversity and shit. And then there's a picture of this fucking fat girl, and she's like, I think I ate my comm badge. Like, yeah, you're done. You're done with Starfleet right now. And people will use fucking Reginald Barclay. They'll be like, well, Reginald Barclay was an idiot. Like, Reginald Barclay was a social outcast and a porn addict. But he was a really good engineer. The episode Hollow Pursuits that introduces him is about how he's a really good engineer who solves the problem of the weird fucking particles coming through and fucking the entire system. He is very awkward. He is distractible. He's like an ADHD guy, but he's not unprofessional. Like, he doesn't get made a crew member on the fucking flagship of the Federation because he ate his fucking comm badge. He's competent. He's just a bit of a goob. And it takes a little bit of working with him to make him not a goob. And I'm so tired I'm so tired of these people like taking little bits of my franchise completely out of context to justify why their franchise is allowed to suck. And then because the other thing they'll say is like, you don't have to watch it. Just don't watch it. Like, I'm not going to. But what bothers me is that people will watch it and then they'll watch my shows and they'll go, this is dumb. This is what old people watched. This is like an old timey movie. There are no explosions. And that's viscerally irritating. There's a fat black woman who someone pointed out that she's got like these two buns and this like weird braid down the center of her head, and it looks like a flaccid dick. It looks like she has a flaccid cock on the top of her head. And once I saw that comment, I was like, well, I can't fucking unsee that now. And apparently she's a hologram. There's a whole photonic species. But and that brings me to who I really, really, really feel sorry for in this whole debacle of this show, which is a huge steaming failure. They put the first 2 episodes on YouTube, or maybe just the first episode on YouTube. And Red Letter Media, the geniuses at Red Letter Media, they released an episode reviewing the first season of Deep Space Nine on the same day as this Starfleet Academy, and I guess it must have been announced. And Starfleet Academy, after like a day, had 18,000 views total. I don't know what it sits at right now. Their Deep Space Nine review got 18,000 views in 35 minutes. It was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to part 2 because they have not gotten around to my favorite episode of Star Trek ever of all time, which is Duet in the first season of Deep Space Nine. They haven't gotten around to that. So looking forward to part 2. Hope that comes out this week. Give me something to watch. But who I really feel sorry for in this whole debacle of this show is Robert Picardo. They brought him back. He played the emergency medical hologram in Voyager. And, he's a character actor. I've seen him as like a guy in Law and Order and House and here and there bit. I've seen him in a couple of movies. I'm always like, hey, there's Robert Picardo. He's a fine enough actor. He acts well. He was great as the emergency medical hologram. And he's back as the emergency medical hologram, who is now an old man for some reason because holograms age now. Don't ask questions, just consume product and keep enjoying product. But what bothers me is that he spent the last several days on Twitter and Instagram and touring through like shitty podcast interviews talking about how Star Trek has always been woke, it's been progressive, this show is different, and blah 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 blah. And it's just like, oh, this was like in your contract, wasn't it? It was like, you gotta fucking go to bat for this show. You can't just be in the show and then do nothing. Like, you're a legacy star, and our legacy stars in the last couple of shows ain't said shit. So we're gonna get you to get out in front of this and like get the people on board. The problem is that everyone has seen or heard about these other shows, so we're not gonna fucking watch it. The views on YouTube are hate watchers. These fucking neurotic doomcock fucking loser people being like, I watched the show, The Critical Drinker. It's dog shit. No fucking kidding. Oh man, I couldn't have guessed that from the trailers or the weird 90210 poster. Thank you so much for your insight. Yeah, well, it's crazy. It's crazy that it's 2016. It's 2009. Tab's upset about new Star Trek. It's 2016 and Tab's upset about new Star Trek. It's 2020 and Tab's upset about new Star Trek. It's 2026 and Tab's upset about new Star Trek. Like, it just never fucking ends. It never fucking ends. We're never going to get a fucking relief from how shit this franchise has become. They're just taking a big old steaming dump. And people are defending it, man. People are tripping over themselves to make up fucking weird excuses. So one of the characters is a female Jem'Hadar, which doesn't make any fucking sense because Jem'Hadar are they're bred to be foot soldiers and die. An old Jem'Hadar is like 7 years old because they just get slaughtered in battle. And thus they're all men. They're all genetically engineered to be addicted to Ketracel White. They're all genetically engineered to have fealty to the founders. That's what they are. And now In the year 3000, we have a fat woman, Jem'Hadar, who bleeds Ketracel white because they knew something about him was white, but they didn't know exactly what. I do think we saw blood on Jem'Hadar, and I'm pretty sure it was orange. I have to go watch Deep Space Nine again to confirm that, but that's neither here nor there. What? It just don't make no sense. And there are people online like, well, and who's to say what Odo did after he got back? He might have changed him, might have gave him girlfriends. Like, I think the thing to do if you created a race of homicidal maniacs is just let them fucking die. Let them all fucking die. Hey, we're not going to wage war anymore. We don't need these fucking reptile, evil, alien, psycho killers, terminators, biological terminators. We don't need them. We're going to do something else. We're going to wage peace. But they got to defend it. And so I kept asking people, what is more likely? What's more likely? Right? The writers don't know any of this lore and just put this in there because it's recognizable. Or B, they have like a really long they have a whole plan to explain all this in their show and retcon. It's like it'd be crazy and blow your mind. What's more likely? And people won't answer that question because yet another one was there was some shot of a Chironian female. So there's an episode of the original series, Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, and they meet the Riddler, Frank Gorshin. They meet another guy, and one of them his face is his left half is white and his right half is black. The other side, his white half is right and his left half is black, and they hate each other because they have the wrong sides of their faces are the wrong colors. And they've both like made it their missions to wipe out each other's half black sides people. And they're the last two. It's very, there's the last two. We're going to Sharon to, I'm bringing this guy in because he's the last one. And once I get rid of these fucking white left guys, everything's going to be honky-dory. And they get there and the entire planet's been destroyed. The ecosystem is gone. Because they fucking slaughtered one another over their racial intolerance. It's really beating you over the head with like race is a construct and we're all the same. And so anyway, the two of them end up beaming down. And they fight one another, and it's they're gonna fight to the death. Enterprise scoots off into the distance. Good luck with your hopes and dreams. Well, there's a white right Chironian in this show, like in the background. It's a girl. She's got her hair is perfectly dyed white and black, even though the Chironians on the episode they had just had regular brown hair. Their half painted faces. And it's like, and then it was, talking about that. It's like, this doesn't make any sense. Well, how do you know there wasn't a secret colony of Chironians somewhere? How do you know that? Okay, what's more likely? Do the writers know the lore of this episode and have an entire backstory of a secret Chironian colony somewhere that was hiding out with who was who? Or they saw this iconic picture of the half white, half black guy on Star Trek and we're like, let's throw one of those in there. That'll make those fucking incel losers watch our show. Yeah. Remember the half white, half black guys? Yeah. Watch Starfleet Academy. It's like this could easily be solved. And someone even in an argument online was like, they're reading Memory Alpha. Like, evidently it's not working for them. You should just hire a fucking guy. Like, just here, pay me. Just send me, I don't know, $500 a week. Just fucking Venmo me $500 a week every week. And when your writers want to know something, they shoot me a text, be like, hey, Tab, we were thinking, what if we put one of those half white, half black guys in the show? Like, oh, do you mean the Chironians from Let That Be Your Last Battlefield? Sure. Well, that kind of don't make no fucking sense because there's only two of them, and they kind of fought to the death on their planet in that episode. Are you sure? Yeah, pretty fucking sure. Watch the episode now. That's the way it ends. Probably try something else. Okie dokie, I guess we'll do something else. Like, how difficult would that ever be? It wouldn't. But they won't do it because they don't care. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about Star Trek. They don't give a shit about the timeline or the lore or any of that stuff. They think that I should be watching it because I'm a Star Trek fan. They don't feel any obligation to make the show good or make the show interesting. It's just like, well, you're not a real fan. I got told on Instagram that I wasn't a real fan because my profile is entirely performative. It's performative machismo, is what they said. It's like my profile is entirely pictures of me making art. I don't know what part of that is performative machismo. That's it. That's what my Instagram is. It's largely me making art. Like here's pictures of art that I made this. Here's a picture of me making it. Here's a picture of the final version. Pretty cool. Performative machismo. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. The other thing I had people arguing was that, oh, well, in Star Trek Online, blah 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 happens. And so, this is what I think the future of the Federation is. Like, okay, cool. I didn't play Star Trek Online. I tried to play it many years ago. Fucking hated it. Couldn't figure out the control scheme. Anyway, it's free on PlayStation. I was like, all right, let's see what these fucking losers have to say. So I downloaded it. I played about 10 hours. I got to the rank of Rear Admiral, like in the 40s, rank 40 or something, so not gave it a running shot. And Star Trek Online can best be described as taking your action figures and smashing them together. Like, what if Batman fought the X-Men and the Ninja Turtles? Whoa! Because it is just a fucking mess of mirror universe shit and characters. They put the fat redhead from Discovery in it, but it's like the mirror universe fat redhead gal. And she would not shut the fuck up. And she was like, this stuff is fucking rad. And I'm not putting the F word in there. They're putting the F word in there. And it was just so abrasively annoying the way the characters work. They put the Klingon Chancellor lady from Discovery. She's somehow in the 24th century and still the Chancellor, even though, last I fucking remember, Martok was Chancellor. They've got the gay engineer guy was in a thing. I was just like, how are these people here? Doesn't make any sense. But it's just like, well, we got to put them in here somewhere. 7 of 9 and Hugh were in it because they were in Picard. The story was a mess. The game, you would think a game that's this old would look decent. It doesn't. It looks like shit. It looks like dog shit. Cutscenes look like dog shit. You're like the lines on there because they have all the uniforms are way too fucking tactical and over designed. And so I'll have this like, I think Janeway has like white shoulders and then a red stripe and then it's like black uniform but there's like a silver outlining everything on her entire body. And the silver, I don't know what the texture was, but it was all fucking wingly and grainy and looked like ass. And you think a game that looked like ass would load quickly, but it doesn't. It fucking takes forever to load between things. And every mission is the exact same. It's the exact same. Get in your ship, fly to an area, fight some other ships, which consists of locking onto them, firing your phasers until their shields go down enough that you can hit them with some torpedoes and they explode. And you lock onto the next one, and you do that a bunch of times. So explode, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, great. Now we're gonna beam down here, and you're gonna run through some hallways. You're gonna have to shoot at some shit. Then you push a button, and you run down the next hallway, and you shoot at some shit, and you push a button. And you run down the next hallway, and you shoot at some shit, and you press a button, and then you push a second button. But some guys come in here, and you got to shoot at them for a little bit. And then once you do that, you beam out back to your ship. Now you're on your ship, and you gotta shoot at some more shit. And then you got to fly over to my ship and you got to beam over so that we can have a conversation and finish the mission, which is wildly annoying because that's why fucking view screens exist. Like, just fucking hail me. Just put it on subspace, you stupid cunt. And it's just a bunch of that. It's just a bunch of that over and over and over and over and over again. Just like fucking racking up points and leveling myself up and getting new ships. And just like, okay, I'm really running out of interest in this. And so I rage quit it because I was playing this level and it was like, I'm on a Klingon ship and I run down some stairs into a little area and I shoot a bunch of guys. And then I got to put out some fires while these guys clear the next area. And then I go to the next area and I shoot at some guys. And then I put out some fires and they clear the next area and I shoot at some guys. I got this last round of fucking shooting guys. And I don't even know if it was the last round of shooting guys, but it was the last round that I was fucking willing to play. It was fucking shoot. Died. Shoot. I respawn because there's no instant perma death. You just respawn every time. So there's no like self-preservation technique coming in. I run over there, shoot. I'm dead. Shoot. And like the sixth time I died, I'm like, okay, they're all gone. Great. We're gonna put these five. No, fucking new group of them beam in. And I was just like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Can't fucking stand this shit. And so anybody who's going to tell me about what happened in the future of the Federation based on what happened in Star Trek Online is retarded and a faggot. And I fucking think they should kill themselves because it's a fucking nonsensical mess. I don't imagine it's canon, but like, I've read all the books. Well, not read all the books. I've read all the books after the ends of the series. I know what happens in the Star Trek universe in the books until like 2389 or some shit. It was really good. It was fascinating. There was a lot of great explanations and expansions on the lore. And when I have these fucking people talking down to me because, well, you didn't watch Discovery and know that the burn happened and they went forward in time and the Federation fell apart and they had to create a new Federation. I'm like, okay, that's great. I don't fucking care. Just admit that the show is not part of my show's timeline. If you will just admit that, we can all go our separate ways. You can have your gay diversity trek. They've got a fucking lady coming out doing American Sign Language like we haven't cured deafness in 3,400 years. They've got a lady in a wheelchair. A wheelchair. They replaced Worf's spine in an episode of TNG. They put a robot leg on Nog in Deep Space Nine. You're telling me you can't like put her in some kind of exit? No, she's fucking rolling around. How are you gonna get in the Jeffries tubes, you dumb bitch? And we need you to clean this plasma conduit. I can't reach it. I can't stand. Maybe you shouldn't be in Starfleet. There's also a rival school. There's like the teaser for episode 3. It was like they have their pranks going wrong with the rival school. It's like, this is High School Musical. This is High School Musical in space. Please just fucking make your gay high school space show and just call it something else. Can you not do that? Can you not? And we got people hate watching it for no reason and tweeting about shit that they don't understand. Just fucking put a fork in it. It's done. Star Trek is dead. It died in 2009. It died on my 18th birthday. Just fucking let it be gone. May, by my 36th birthday, it be a completely dead and failed franchise. That would be ideal. Let it be gone. Half my life spent watching Star Trek and half my life spent just fucking mourning. Just in mourning. I'm going to get a veil. It's crazy shit. The military won't accept paraplegics now. Why would they later? Exactly. It's a military organization. And people will be like, it's not a military organization because they believe in exploring strange new worlds and making first contact and stuff. Like, yeah. They do that too. But you know, when a war comes, you know who shows up? Fucking Starfleet. That's why they have ranks. That's why it's not just like a kumbaya drum circle. Hey, everyone, gather around. All right. I was thinking we'd go to Sector 12 and scan some planets. Does anybody else have an idea? Oh, well, I was thinking that maybe we go to Risa and I'll jerk off and get the Horgons and Sigja Maharan. All who votes to do science shit, raise your hand. All who votes to go get fucked silly on Risa. Everyone else raises their hand. I guess we'll go get fucked silly on Risa because this is a democracy. No, it's a fucking military ship. I'm the captain. We're going to Sector 12. We're scanning some fucking space debris, and we're discovering strange new worlds. And if you want to go get fucked on Ryza, you can jump right fucking out and go get your own fucking cruiser ship and go there and fuck yourself silly until your penis explodes and you die. It's like the Salvation Army. Yeah, we've got good fucking thoughts and we're putting out fucking vibes and whatnot. But there's a general and there's some directives and you got to earn your fucking place. You don't just show up and be like, hey, I rang the bell. Could I be in charge of some shit? No, you may not. And then this one really pisses me off. People just be like, it's make believe. It's pretend. It's fictional. It's not real. Like, oh, if it's not real, then why don't they put the Ninja Turtles on the show? They should just have the Ninja Turtles come because the Ninja Turtles are fucking cool, right? They're radical dudes. Will it be better than the fucking Ninja Turtles in space on the Enterprise? Fucking put that shit in there. Oh, whoa. We can't have the Ninja Turtles on the Enterprise? Well, let's just make believe. Who the fuck cares? Oh. It's crazy because so for Christmas, my friend got me the first Starfleet technical manual. It was like from 1977. It's from like right after the motion picture, or right before the motion picture. But it's basically like a put together of all this random, stuff. And there's technical drawing, and it opens with this great fucking forward because the whole thing is laid out like a classified technical document, and it has this little forward in the beginning. The first page is, we received this weird transmission. As of now, we still don't know where it's from. It's been classified for all these years. It's like in lore, as if this manual was sent back in time to our machines in the 70s and then printed out. And it's like just a little detail of realism. And then, when they made TNG, they made a technical manual. They made a technical manual based on the Writer's Bible, and Deep Space Nine had a technical manual. Voyager had a technical manual. It was like, this is the way the shit on the ship works. This is like you have to understand how the technology works. So when you're writing a story and you want the technology to fix it, it has to believably be able to fix it in the rules that everyone is working with. Everyone's working with the same rules. So you can't just show up and be like, yeah, we got a purple space built dildo that'll fix anything. It'll fix anything. That's in Picard. There's a purple space dildo that just like magically repairs the ship. I was like, okay, why don't you guys use the purple space dildo? Hey, we got a breach in Sector 3 and there's a hole. Hey, just use the purple space dildo. Well, there's only one purple space dildo. You're right. But one of the things the purple space dildo can do is create fucking anything. So just station an ensign here, ensign, here's your purple space dildo. Your assignment for this week is make more purple space dildos. You're just going to sit here and just make them. Just bzz, purple space dildo, bzz, purple space dildo, bzz, purple space dildo. And we're going to pass them out to every fucking ship in the fleet. That way they can fix anything they want. And they just like, they don't fucking pay attention to that shit. No one's paying attention. No one, like, seriously, it would cost you nothing to put someone like me on retainer to just be like, hey, does this make any sense? No, it does not. Cool, thank you. Let's try and make this shit. Mike Okuda used to be that guy, and now he's fagging it up on the internet, just being like, Star Trek was always progressive. It was always about pushing the realms and being gay and more gay. And there are no more white people in space. Testosterone was banned. The great burn that destroyed all the dilithium also destroyed all testosterone, which is why people are either fat, dumpy, fat bitches or fucking completely non-threatening, skinny, gay twinks. Wow, that's incredible. And then people, they're trying to bully you, like, well, you're not a real fan. Tab, you're not a real fan. You don't watch all the shows. Like, man, I'm the realest fucking fan. When you can beat me in name that episode, then you can fucking tell me that I'm not a fan. I am the only person that can play the game of name that episode, where you take any fucking episode from the original 5 series of Star Trek, any episode, any timestamp, you hit play, and 9 times out of 10, 97 times out of 100, I'm gonna get that fucking episode within the first 10 seconds. A lot of times it's gonna be less. I've gotten fucking episodes from a single frame. Lucky frame, but a frame nonetheless. Can't always give you the name. Can't always give you the title of the episode. Titles all blend together, but I can give you an accurate synopsis about what's going on in the show. It's very, 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 very few and far between. There are very, very few episodes where it starts out and it'll take me through the teaser to be like, what fucking episode is it? Oh, it's a Deanna Troy episode. Blocked it out. Blocked it out. When you can beat me in that game, then we can talk about who's a real fan and who's not. Fuck you. Eat a dick. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this like just cultural vandalism of people coming into your fandoms and being like, yep, oh, I've been watching Star Trek since 2009 when I was 7 years old. I caught the movie. My dad took me to see it. I thought it was great. And then I watched all these shows and I think it's awesome. I don't watch any of that old boring Star Trek. Fucking kill me. Fucking kill me, you young bastards. Oh. But yeah, that's what's going on in the world, man. World's hell. Star Trek sucks. Possibly looking at a civil war. It's crazy. It's a crazy stack of dominoes that have fallen over to get here too, right? You know, if they just left the video games alone, everything would be fine. We all been good. We all been good and happy and fine and clean. But they had to fuck around with their video games. Oh, I need a better video game to play. I played Fallout 4 for a little while. I was like, yeah. I enjoyed it well enough, and then I got to a point where I was just like, yep, don't enjoy it. Turn it off. Man, 2026 off to a stellar start. Getting fights and Whataburgers right away. Trying to fight all these new year, new me people at the gym. Trying to keep my head on straight. I hope you're trying to do that as well. Because, fuck, we might not have many more people looking out for us than you and I. Ain't that the truth? I mean, family, hopefully. Who's to say? Who is to say? That's it. Running out of steam. Pissed off. I'm pissed off about this fucking Star Trek shows. Just let it die. Just let it die. Please. Please. Just let my beloved franchise go. Forget that it exists. And then hopefully in 10 years, someone else will take over and make something that doesn't suck dick. Kathleen Kennedy's out at Lucasfilm. She's retired. She ran Lucasfilm into the fucking ground. She took a corporation worth billions and turned into a corporation worth millions. Indiana Jones. I saw a post today. Indiana Jones. No one's interested in more Indiana Jones. No fucking kidding. Star Wars was taken from a big legacy thing, that was like a cultural icon, foremost in the minds of most of the planet, to like, yeah, there's a new streaming show coming to Disney Plus. Is anyone gonna watch it? Hey, Andor was really, 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 really good. But it was canceled because it was wildly expensive and everyone had given up on Star Wars. So we're not getting a season 2. And season 2 is going to apparently set up a bunch of shit that was going to let them do a thing where they brought back Kylo Ren. Yeah, you didn't shit the bed there, didn't you? Didn't you just fucking boiled away every ounce of goodwill that anyone ever had for the franchise? You absolute stupid cunt. Ugh. But yeah, that's what I got. There is a voicemail here. Let's see what it has to say. Oh wait, no, let's not, because it was me. I was testing something. That's my own voicemail. I fucked up. That's the episode then. So until next time, I've been Tab Burt. I hate modern Star Trek, and I thank you for listening to my ramblings.